Hey everyone, so I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about how I first felt when I started clinicals versus how I feel now that I have been doing clinicals for almost, I think, 5 months now actually, which is really crazy. I can't believe it's been so long since I started. I still remember how I felt when I first started. So I started my first clinical rotation on April 1st, and I actually started with OB-GYN. And it was kind of a shock starting with OB-GYN, I guess. It was long hours from like 6 to 6 every day, and also something I'd never exactly seen before, so it was really different. It was like a mix of everything for my first ever week of clinicals. I remember the first day I started, I felt so lost. I just remember following everyone around, wondering what I was supposed to be doing, how I could help, and stuff like that. I just remember being so confused and lost, and I felt like the residents kind of felt the same way, having us like confused on what they should be doing with us, and probably weirded out that we were now just following them everywhere and stuff. But I just remember after I finished my first day feeling exhausted and wondering what I was doing and if this was what I wanted to do. I was in complete shock when I first started clinicals. I had gone from studying every day, basically staying in my room and studying every day, going to school and studying every day, classroom after classroom, lecture after lecture, to going to the hospital and trying to pretend like I knew what I was doing. And the first couple of weeks, honestly, were really rough for me. I wasn't very happy. I felt really like down all the time, really like moody, upset. I cried a lot, and I was disappointed. I was just in shock, I guess, that this was what rotations were like, and this was what being a doctor was like. And at first I really didn't like it, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna keep doing medical school? Is this for me? Did I make a huge mistake? And I just felt awful. And then slowly but surely I got used to it, and I started to actually enjoy it, and I had a lot more fun and definitely saw the perks of being in rotations and how I was learning so much more compared to when I was in the classroom, and how I was able to start making a difference in patients' life even as a student and stuff like that. And I realized that yes, this is what I want to do. I really like it, and I'm really excited to go to my rotations now and to get to see patients and stuff like that. So it was really weird. I read a lot of like different blogs and talked to my friends and stuff that were a year ahead of me in medical school, and asked them if they kind of felt the same way, because I wasn't sure why I was feeling this way, and a lot of them said yes. This is like a normal feeling when you first start your clinical rotations, to feel lost, to feel like confused because it's something you've never done before, and to also just feel down because you're surrounded by so many different like smart people, the smart residents, attendings, and they're way ahead of you because you're just a little third-year medical student that just started, and they've been doing it for years, and they know what they're doing and they have it down, and you know, this is their job. And it was really difficult trying to compare myself to them and their standards and stuff, and I realized that I just can't, because I'm not at their level, and I won't be for a couple more years. So it took a while for me to get used to that and to accept that. It definitely felt like we were just starting from the beginning again. It was a really weird feeling. It felt like I was back in undergrad when I was first trying to apply to medical school, looking up at medical students, wishing I could be them. I felt the same way now. I was looking up at residents, wondering if I would ever be them and wanting to be them. And it was just a different feeling. I felt really dumb. I thought from all this studying and all the things that I had been doing, I'd feel smart, prepared, but when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing, and it was just a perfectly normal feeling. I would have been shocked if I went into it and would have known everything and would have just been able to make all these orders and assessments and plans and just been a genius, because no one goes in being like that. So it definitely was a shock. Definitely brings down your self-esteem a lot when you first start your clinical rotations, because you realize you're not as smart as you think you are, I guess, and you have a lot to learn, which is fine. But at first, it just really puts you down. So when I first started my rotations, I was really unhappy and in shock, and I was surprised by how much I didn't like it at first. And then over time, I started to just get used to it. I started to learn that each rotation was different. There was different expectations from each rotation, from each attending that I would have, and that, you know, some of their questions when they'd pimp me, I'd be able to answer, and some I wouldn't. And some of them, I wouldn't because honestly I just didn't have that knowledge, and some of them I wouldn't because I'd forgotten that knowledge, and I would just learn from these mistakes. And at first I felt really like down on myself because I thought I should be able to answer every single question and be the top of the top, and then I got used to it and I was like, no, that's not possible. No one's like that. So over time I just learned from these things like, hey, they're just trying to teach me and to better me, and that they're not trying to like put me down. They want me to learn. They want me to be the best of the best. So I got used to that as well, and just started studying more in regards to like rotations. I've been studying so much basic science. It was now time to start studying how do I take care of my patients? What tests do I need to order to take care of my patients? Treatments for them. And it was a lot different from what I'd learned before, which was like straight memorization of basic science facts. Now I had to learn like diagnostic tests and stuff like that. So it was really different type of learning, and it's all really interesting, the process of becoming a doctor. There is a lot to it, and yeah, I definitely enjoy rotations now, though. Being able to learn from all the different attendings, and hopefully I'll be able to use their knowledge one day when I'm a doctor myself. Also the residents, all of them are really nice, really welcoming. They really want to teach you because they've been doing it for a while. They know what they're doing. They want to give you some knowledge, and so it's been really nice, and it's really fun to work with them. And yeah, so I have changed a lot with my attitude towards rotations, because when I first started I was definitely a different person. I wasn't very happy, and honestly I could say I was a little bit depressed. And now I am doing a lot better. I've gotten used to it. I've learned the different process. And I think that's just kind of how it is with everything. When you first start something new, it's really rough at first and you might not like it, but over time you kind of get used to it. You get used to your new schedule, you get used to the new routine, and you start to enjoy it. So compared to how I felt 5 months ago, I am feeling a lot better. I am definitely really excited to go to my rotations and to learn. And you know, I still get nervous from time to time because I'm like, what are they going to ask me, or what should I be studying, or this and that. And you know, sometimes you just have to show up and hope for the best and hope you're well prepared, and then if you're not, just study afterwards and be prepared next time. And that's just kind of how I've learned to accept it. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. And my next video I really want to talk about kind of like my schedule, because I know my schedule is really different compared to other medical schools, and that I have something called a longitudinal integrated clerkships, and it is not the typical block schedule. So I can talk to you guys about that and how that's been going, and the pros and cons of it if you guys want in a different video. But I kind of wanted to make this video to let you guys know that it's okay when you're first starting. If you feel like it's really rough, you're sad, and it's hard, it will get better and you'll get used to it, and you'll start, I don't know, you'll start getting it and understanding it, and it'll start feeling more like home after you've been in the classroom for so many years. It is terrifying when you first start your rotations, but you'll eventually start to enjoy them. So hope you guys found this video helpful. Just wanted to give you guys some hope if you're struggling right now. It will get better, and thank you guys so much for watching.